Welcome to episode 11 of the Nourish to Flourish podcast. Today we're going to talk about hope and living in the present moment in times of uncertainty. Welcome to the Nourish to Flourish podcast. My name is Suzanne Jezek-Arriaga, and I'm your host. I'm a holistic mindset coach, author, and the creator of the Nourish to Flourish Academy, and I'm obsessed with all things manifestation and mindset. I'm passionate about helping you nourish your life so you can create a life you love. If you're looking for your weekly dose of empowerment to create a better version of you and enhance your life in the areas of business, finances, relationships, and health, then you're in the right place. If you enjoy hearing about topics like mindset, health, wealth, optimism, manifestation, thoughts, gratitude, and the law of attraction, you are in the right place. Think of this podcast as your weekly dose of positivity and inspiration. Thank you for being here today. So now let's get started. Hello and welcome to episode number 11 of the Nourish to Flourish podcast. Today I wanted to talk a little bit about hope and living in the present moment. We've all been experiencing what's going on with this COVID-19 virus and the stay at home, stay safe that we are all participating in. I just wanted to talk a little bit about hope. And I think that is a thing that is sometimes lacking, and that is why some people will not feel so wonderful. Because oftentimes in times of uncertainty, like we're enduring today, what happens is for many people, it feels like everything's going to go wrong no matter what. And they can't really see the future. So they start to feel hopeless, and then they start to feel depressed, and then they start to have anxiety. Or they might just feel stuck and they can't even get to doing whatever work that they do need to do. And if that's you, it's okay because you're not alone. But today what I want to talk about is just some ways to have hope, because without hope, we don't have anything. We have a couple of things we can concentrate on right now, and that's the present moment and hope. Hope for the future. Hope that we will have a better tomorrow, which is what we all need right now. So I want to talk about a little analogy of the garden. As you guys probably may or may not know, I love gardening. And it's so funny because right before all of this happened, I had this great urge to get my garden planted, even though it was still raining here in California. I went out and I went to the best gardening shop we have around, Rogers Gardens down in Newport Beach, and I got all sorts of plants to plant for my garden. And I came home and I planted on my plants. And then I did some posts on Facebook and Instagram. And those were my most popular posts on Facebook and Instagram so far this year, which is interesting, I think. But it is interesting, but it's also something that I would probably sort of expect, because what is gardening all about? It's about hope, right? You plant a seed, you plant a plant, and you hope, right? You hope that it will grow into a big, beautiful plant that produces wonderful fruit that you can share with the world. And it's satisfying knowing that hope of that garden is going to grow. And it's satisfying that it will grow and be a beautiful plant, a beautiful fruit, a beautiful tomato, a beautiful zucchini, a beautiful whatever. And then you nurture it, right? You nurture it from a seed or from a baby little plant. It's just like hope. We need to nurture our hope. And some of the ways we can do that is live in the present moment. Be very present in what you're doing. And I've talked about this before, but being present in what you were doing, like spend time outside. We can still go outside. Maybe we can't go to the beach. Maybe we can't go outside with a bunch of people, but we can still go outside. I sat outside yesterday in my backyard and just felt the warmth of the sun on my face and on my legs and on my body. And it just felt so wonderful. And I think that being present is what we need to do right now. Be present right now. Because more than likely in this very moment, this minute, this second, everything's okay. Hopefully for you. So I think that in times of uncertainty, hope brings more hope. So if we can be hopeful, that will bring on more hope, because always what we think about and what we radiate out is what we get back. So we need to be radiating out hope and inspiration and love, and not fear and uncertainty and all these other things. And it's so easy to go down the rabbit hole and watch the news. I actually did it the other day for a while, and I felt horrible after I did it. And then I decided I was going to get back into present moment awareness, and I was going to be aware of what I was doing, even if it was the most mundane task of cooking dinner or cleaning or whatever. But I also think that that's so important to just be present in the moment. More than likely, right now, everything is okay. And it might not be okay tomorrow. I don't know, but we have to have hope for the future. If we don't have hope for the future, we don't have anything. So, another thing I wanted to talk about regarding hope is how you treat everyone, your kids, their teacher, your spouse, the person at the store, can really make or break or change their day, especially now when everyone is so on edge because of everything going on in the world. Just a smile or a kind word can greatly change someone's mood or day. And it can really make them feel like they matter, which is right now, which is what we always want. We always want to feel like we matter. But especially now, we want to feel like we matter. We want to feel like somebody cares. We want to have hope. So if you can spread a little bit of hope to anybody, to the clerk at the store who's working those long hours, to the UPS guy bringing you your packages, to your kid, to your kid's teacher, to your spouse, to whoever, to your parents. Maybe you get on a Zoom call. Whatever you need to do to just spread hope, because hope is going to bring more hope. And that's what we all need right now, is more hope, more love, and more compassion. We don't need to be fearful. It doesn't do us any good, because no matter what, the future is coming. And if we worry about it, we're just wasting our present moment. So I just suggest that you concentrate on living in the present moment, treating yourself well, and treating others well. Taking care of yourself by eating healthy, exercising, being kind to yourself, being kind to others. That's all we can do right now. When we're stuck at home with the stay-at-home situation that we have right now, we should be looking at it as a time, or I should say, we're going to look back at this, and we're going to, because this will be over, and we're going to look back at it, and we're going to remember, how did we handle this? Did we spend the entire time that we were at home worrying and fretting and being fearful with anxiety and depression? Or were we able to live in the present moment and make the best of it? Were we able to learn a new hobby? Were we able to work on those projects that we haven't done for years? I started cleaning out all of my closets. I started with the kitchen, I should say closets and cabinets. I started with the kitchen. I still haven't finished because I'm trying to still work my normal work day during the Monday through Friday, and then do these things on the weekend when I would normally be out and about doing things. So we're going to look back, and we're going to say, I spent this time, this private time that I had, either I spent it well by improving myself, taking care of myself, or I spent it poorly by worrying and fretting. Because no matter what, the future's coming. Guard your present moment, because the present moment is all we have. So what are you doing right now? I know you're listening to me. That's kind of a silly question. But what are you going to do when you're done with this? And I'm glad you're listening, because you're doing something productive if you're listening to this. But what are you going to do next? So I task you, or I ask you, to be present in each moment. And it takes some practice. You have to keep bringing yourself back to being present. And of course, I've said this a million times, meditation really helps. So now's the time. You probably have more time. So now's the time to start meditating. Start with a guided meditation. Start with, Deepak Chopra has quite a few wonderful guided meditations. So I would suggest that. So be in the present moment, because the present moment brings hope. Because in the present moment, especially in nature or with loved ones, all there is hope. So that's all I wanted to say today. I wanted to talk a little bit about hope and being in the present moment. I hope you all are doing okay during this time. And remember, this too shall pass, and we will be back to normal. And we will be thinking, wow, I wish I had that relaxing time that I had when we were staying at home. That is the podcast for today, and I will be back another day with another podcast for you. Thank you so much for tuning in to today's episode. If you loved what you heard, please let me know. If you aren't already following me on social media, follow me to get a daily dose of nourishment on Instagram at Suzanne Jezek-Arriaga and on Facebook or on my website, www.suzannejezek-arriaga.com. If you want to get more information on the courses in the Nourish to Flourish Academy, go to www.nourishtoflourishacademy.com.